Back here in Tijuana, that's about the only dancing we've seen all night. There hasn't been any goals so far through 45 minutes. Xolos and Santos Laguna 0-0 after 45 minutes. We welcome you back to our coverage of the 2018 Apertura here on Fox Sports. Kurt Onofo, Mark Rugandino, and the rest of our Fox Sports crew with you tonight. Both teams with some half chances, I would say, Kurt, in that opening 45 minutes. Really neither goalkeeper forced into anything difficult. So you wonder what they'll bring out in the second 45 here.
I mean, the pressure is on Xolos. They need the points, so they're going to have to come out and show a little bit more energy. They need to be quicker in transition. They need to be more precise and more lethal with that final pass. The one thing they've done well is they've defended the counter opportunities of Santos really well, and they got to make sure they continue to do that as the game opens up and all of a sudden there's more of those opportunities.
Getting word from the sideline, no substitutions by either side heading into the second half, as you see the Argentine-born Diego Coca making his way back out to the Xolos bench. The number 8 right there on the right side of your screen, Rivero, had a lot of space and a lot of decision making to do, attacking from the right side for Club Tijuana, but it never really equated to a quality chance in front of the Santos net.
Yeah, it comes down to producing. You know, when you're a wide player, you need to score goals and you need to create assists. So when you get in those positions wide, you got to find your attacking players, and I'm sure Juan Lucero and Eric Torres are asking for the ball more to feed in front of that goal.
Xolos are coming off of being shut out for the second time this season. It was 3-0 at the weekend at Toluca. Same Toluca team which lost tonight against La Máquina Cruz Azul in Mexico City.
Juan Lucero from Xolos is going to be looking to get the ball in the back of the net. I feel like he's had a good game. He's just missing that final, you know, precise finish to get himself a goal and confidence for his team to win the game and for him to score more goals the rest of this Apertura.
Oscar Mejia's whistle gets us underway here in the second half if the teams have switched ends. And Xolos in the black and red striped tops with the dark shorts will attack from right to left across your screen. And already a player down. I think that's Cubo Torres who's down. Maybe took a knock while he was trying to make an attacking run forward. We'll keep an eye.
Hugo Nervo just got a piece of him, letting him know as well it's going to be a long half. They're very physical, the two central defenders of Santos. And I'm sure they talked about playing a little bit quicker going into the second half as well, and just being a little bit more precise in the final third. And look for Jonathan Rodriguez, who's running on the ball here, to have a strong second half. He scored 2 goals in their last game against Tigres, and he is a talented forward that can put the ball in the back of the net at any moment.
Including the game winner coming right about at the hour mark. A 3-1 win against Tigres. It was actually both of the front runners getting in on the scoring summary. First corner of the second half, driven in onto the near post, punched away. Follow-up opportunity from long distance, not a bad effort, but off the mark.
Very good service for me. First time they were able to get underneath the ball and get the ball in a really dangerous area, and difficult for Gibran Lahoud to clear it.
So out on the front foot in the opening 90 seconds of the second half for the visitors. Ball did just stay in as Isihara played it forward. And now here's Fuentes. Out of the reach of Cubo Torres.
It's always interesting to see how teams respond after the halftime talks of their coaches. In the first couple minutes here, it looks like Santos is coming out with a little bit more energy, good composure on the ball.
Little 1-2 to spring the run forward, and it's 1-0 Santos. Just like that. Brian Lozano, we didn't call his name a ton in the opening 45 minutes, but we'll call it here. The Uruguayan gives the visitors the lead. You were just saying adjustments after the coach's talk. And Los Guerreros, I think, heard your words.
Oh, I love how they came out this half. Just a lot of composure here. Some good combination play. Played the ball in. Lozano comes in, combination playing off the big target forward, and boom, right in the back of the net. Great strike. Good layoff, and an excellent finish.
See, watch it here, how it pops up for him perfect, and he just catches it clean.
Excellent, great strike, good technique. Toe pointed down, ankle locked. But the thing there, Julio Furch, a good target forward, getting in that spot, being able to lay the ball off cleanly. And credit to Brian Lozano coming inside and creating that goal-scoring opportunity, and really a beautiful goal.
I don't know that we saw that kind of combination at all in the opening 45 minutes with that type of run. Bolaños now, as Xolos look for the quick response right at the top of the 18, chipped through but headed away. But now Santos can get out and transition again. Rodriguez asking for it in the space. He'll get it there. Chopped down inside the area.
That was close. But you see again how Santos is lethal on the counter. Their transition from defense to offense is very, very fast.
Lucero, good collection out of the air. Now what can he do with it? Battling there. Victoria.
He tries to draw the foul, but the referee's not buying it. Oscar Mejia's done a good job of refereeing this match so far. I hope I'm not speaking too soon.
Just about 5 minutes here into the second half of play inside Estadio Caliente.
And you just see the nice balance of Santos Laguna. They're able to possess the ball, move it from side to side, play it into their target forward, and now with these penetrating balls here, be dangerous.
Some space out wide. Furch trying to combine. Lucero collecting it with the center back Victoria on his back. Got the quick whistle. Already, though, as far as adjustments, Kurt, what are you seeing here from Santos that they're doing differently? We saw the runs, but is positionally things have changed at all?
They're actually attacking a little bit more centrally, where in the first half it was a little bit more wide. And obviously they've had some success with it. But they just came out with a lot of confidence and poise on the ball.
To go back to that last exchange.
Strong challenge. I mean, it's been a physical game as we see this here. Juan Lucero is trying to buy a foul, but he's not getting it.
A little late on the reaction, right? I mean, if he pulls up the landing gear like that on the initial contact and maybe goes down, he might get the whistle, but it was a beat or two after there had already been some contact.
Absolutely.
Here's Mendoza bypassing the midfield up top for Lucero, as it has been all night. The Brazilian center back Doria in tow the entire way. Those two tangle up again, but we play advantage here for Xolos. Cubo Torres hovering in at the edge of the 6. Instead, it's headed away by Santos. And now look at all the space here for Los Guerreros.
And you see there, Santos doing a better job being in a good spot for that second ball. And all of a sudden, defending turns into an attack. Those little details add up. In the first half, they weren't as precise with those details.
Tackle comes in right in the legs of Gonzalez. He was asking for a whistle. And this time the whistle will give Xolos the free kick.
The good thing, too, is an early goal in the start of the second half. It just makes for a more entertaining game because, like we had said in the beginning of the show, Xolos needs 3 points. I mean, this is their 4th of 6 games at home, and you have to get points at home. It's just paramount. So they're gonna do everything possible. You see here, they've already made a change.
And you heard Stu Holden talking about it before we came on. to the opening first half whistle. Fabian Castillo, talented player who loves to run at defenders, former FC Dallas standout. And he will replace Jose Rivero, the Uruguayan, on the right side. See if the Colombian can delight the fans here inside of Estadio Caliente. First it'll be Bolaños, the Ecuadorian, standing over the free kick. Good service. Kept the goalkeeper Acevedo at home. Follow-up chance.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Fabian Castillo enters into this game and how quickly he can make an impact with the speed that he has. We've seen all throughout Liga Mexico, the players that have, and the teams that have good speed, especially in wide positions, often have success.
This is Fuentes. Bolaños.
When you think about how many times Rivero had the ball on that right side in the first half, if he could have just got by the player and sent the ball into the box, those are 2 or 3 goal-scoring opportunities, and that can change the game.
Cubo Torres makes the diagonal run toward the flag. And this one will dip out for the first corner of the second half for Xolos.
And I like it because it's an aggressive sub. It sets the tone to the team that you're going for it, and all of a sudden now they have a corner kick. It makes for a better game.
Castillo driving it in on the near post.
See how that ball just cut short again?
And now he'll defend, able to poke it away. Looking to cut it back up to the top. It was Cubo Torres hovering at the edge of the 6, but instead it'll be another corner.
Yep, speed to burn results in another corner.
Oh no, this one's going to go for a goal kick. And you can hear the fans inside Estadio Caliente trying to plead their case. I don't know about you, Kurt, but it looked to me like it was last touch by Santos Laguna.
Yeah, we need to see a replay there.
Whistle comes in late, but it will be a free kick for the visitors. Here it is, the goal.
Great strike from Lozano, toe pointed down, ankle lock, ball pops up, perfect technique, right into the back of the net. Diego Coca not happy with that, that's for sure. Not the way he wanted to start the second half, especially at home with his team in 10th place with 5 points.
Lozano originally coming on loan from America and was part of the group that recently claimed the 2018 Clausura title. And the 24-year-old Uruguayan international giving his team the lead here. Rodriguez trying to pull the left-footed shot.
Jonathan Rodriguez has struggled tonight just dealing with the surface. You can see his touch has just been a little bit off. This is a quality attacking player that can combine, can shoot from distance, can score goals, can assist on goals. He's just been a little bit off all night.
Torres touches it inside. More withdrawn spot here for Lucero. Now Fuentes looking for the big switch. Mendoza will leave it there, and now here's Fabian Castillo, the Cali, Colombia native. Looking to combine. Torres plays it out wide. There's numbers in the area here for Xolos. Can somebody get on the end of it? It's Bolaños. Wisely plays it back out top. Fuentes driving it in onto the back post. Just kept alive, but into the gloves of Acevedo.
A little better there from Xolos.
Turnover in the middle part of the field. Bolaños. Will this ball check up? It will not. as Angulo makes sure that it does go out for a goal kick here for Santos Laguna. It looks like they're, when I say they, Xolos, finding some combinations, but just that final defining pass to put someone in a great spot, that's the one thing that's missing, correct?
Yeah, just needs to be cleaner in the final third, end of story. They got to just be better in those situations. Credit Santos, though, because we talk a lot about their transition from defense to offense, but they, from attacking to defending, very, very quick as well. They get numbers behind the ball quickly. They do a good job of slowing it down. So when you're playing against a team that's well schooled there, you got to make sure you're more precise and you just do things just a little bit quicker.
Jesus Angulo cutting inside to find a little bit of space. That ball will deflect out there for Furch. Rodriguez will give chase along with Velasquez, the Xolos captain. Good work there from Gonzalez to nod it out wide. Lucero with the long diagonal run. Nervo following him every step of the way. Here's Fabian Castillo. Surrounded by green and white jerseys, and Santos Laguna come away in possession.
Yeah, Fabian Castillo needs to be cleaner and smarter in those situations, not to lose a ball so easily there.
To a degree, Kurt, you have to think stepping on to make an appearance here. He wants to make a statement, and oftentimes players, right, try and do a little too much under those circumstances.
Yeah, what I didn't like there, though, is his reaction. He just stopped. He didn't work hard to get the ball after he lost it. Those are the kinds of things that drive teammates, coaches, fans, everybody crazy.
There's the aforementioned Castillo again, trying to combine with Lucero. As we're on the hour mark, and Santos Laguna have found the game's first goal. 2.5, 3 minutes here into the second half, with Brian Lozano tallying the strike. Tight window to slip a ball through.
I tell you what, the body language of Fabian Castillo is frustrating for me. He's throwing his hands up in the air. You can see that he's not happy about not playing. But you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot here.
Upon joining a new group.
Exactly.
After 5+ seasons down in Frisco, Texas with FC Dallas. Castillo spending the last couple of seasons in Turkey, Trabzonspor, but now back here.
And we all know how talented he is. He is one talented player.
Yeah, remember how good that FC Dallas team was, and people were questioning why would they let Fabian Castillo, one of their best players, go at that time.
Yeah, just such a potent attack and speed with quality. It's one thing to be fast, but the other thing is to be able to, be able to use it wisely.
There is Castillo picking up the loose ball right back after a couple of passes. Lucero, Bolaños hovering at the top of the 18. Good defending. El Gaito Vasquez coming out from that central midfield spot to help win it back for Santos.
One of the few times you see it on that play earlier where Doria, the central defender from Brazil, gives the ball away. And that's what led to that half opportunity.
Plenty of space now here. A little different in the body language there. He applauds the service, although it was sailing over the head of the Colombian.
It's hard for players when they're not playing, and he's accustomed to being a starter, and when you're not getting the minutes you want, it's not easy. And it's how you deal with those ups and downs can often define how you do on a particular team and how your career turns out.
Just past the hour mark, 1-0 Santos Laguna. As you take a look at some other scores from around match day 6, Monterrey continue to do well after suffering their first loss against Club America at Azteca a couple of weeks ago. Back on track. It looks like they're going to get another win tonight against Lobos Buap. Cruz Azul won against Toluca earlier today, so they remain still the only unbeaten team in the Apertura. Back here 1-0 with the goal coming early here in the second half from Lozano.
Some good soccer here from Xolos.
Fuentes, what can he do with it now? Drives it into the heart of the area. Oh, hint of a handball as that one popped up. Rodriguez now. Castillo, good combining here. Mendoza, Castillo, still on his feet. Space got closed down very quickly by Santos defensively, and now they can break out the other way. Furch. And the flag does come up.
He's definitely offsides there.
Tried to delay his run. No, it was clean, wasn't it?
Very clean. Good spot. Uses his hip. Doesn't touch his hand.
Castillo now has shifted over, and he will get the free kick just outside the edge of the 18.
But you just see his speed here. This is what speed turns into corner kicks, free kick opportunities, which helps your team.
Kurt, I will say this. I feel like as you take a look at this challenge here, I feel like he's stronger and bigger than the last time I saw him when he was with FC Dallas.
He's definitely added weight and strength and muscle for sure.
Acevedo, who really hasn't been tested, the 22-year-old Santos Laguna keeper.
It's been a good second half. That early goal has opened things up. The introduction to Castillo into the game and his speed has helped. Now it's all on Xolos to capitalize on this opportunity.
And it looks like it's going to be Miller Bolaños who is standing over it here for Xolos. Call it right on 25, 26 yards out from the Santos Laguna net. Bolaños, part of that golden era for Liga Deportivo Universitario Quito, winning a Copa Sudamericana 7-8 years ago. Still just 28 years young. 4 in the wall to protect the near post with Acevedo shading over to the far post. Bolaños, 2 or 3 step run up. Can he hit it with the right weight? He hits it right into the wall. Follow up chance. And Lucero got a piece of it and also got a piece, I think, of a Santos player. It did.
You got to get that free kick around that wall and in front of the goal, because weird things happen. You can get a rebound to put in.
Bolaños on the follow-up, and that one goes just wide. Diego Gonzalez rose up to win the header, but he nodded it wide of the post.
Good in-swinger service right on the top of the 6. Good flicker header to the goalkeeper's left and just wide. He rises up. You can see he actually closes his eyes as he's heading the ball, which is not the technique you want, and just ends up being a little bit off.
If that's tucked in the corner, it's 1-1, because clearly Acevedo was late to dive down to the left side. But a little spark coming here from Xolos. Fabian Castillo plays it into space. Here's Gonzalez again. Can he serve the ball in? Tripped up for a moment, and then legs get tangled up to the tune of a free kick. Another change coming now here. As you see, Diego Coca.
And you can just feel the momentum shifting here. Xolos is starting to gain, more confidence and starting put Santos under more pressure. Often you'll see coaches make a substitution here to try to break up that rhythm. Maybe Santos thinks about bringing some fresh bodies into the game.
And it looks like it's going to be Eric Castillo, the 23-year-old Ecuadorian, that will come on. We'll see what the change is for Xolos.
Julio Furch has done a really good job of winning all those aerial duels. And Jonathan Rodriguez has run off him extremely well. Good soccer.
Great exchange there to spring the run forward. Now numbers going forward here. Ishihara trying to play into the back post.
Love the idea.
A little bit late, though. Can they still find an opportunity out of it, or has it passed by? Osvaldo Martinez trying to bend it in.
Oh, great touch.
Ishihara pulls it down with a defender right on him, trying to combine with Rodriguez. Bolaños now. As you saw at the bottom of their screen, it looks like Los Guerreros getting ready to make their first change as well. Can Club Tijuana find an equalizer here? Past the midway point of the second 45 minutes, now into the 69th minute. Gonzalez. Square ball for Fuentes. Keeps it going for Bolaños. Castillo coming to support. As Fuentes off his left hip. Instead, it's Fabian Castillo continuing on in. Inside the area. Still alive, the touches, and finally the loose ball, and it's 1-1. Xolos finally find their equalizer. Well, it took a while. But Diego Gonzalez makes this game level at 1 apiece.
Good composure from Juan Lucero. And a good finish from Diego Gonzalez, who plays the initial ball in and just keeps following up. And like I said earlier, weird things happen in front of the goal. The ball bounces all over the place. You have to have good concentration. Good job of cleaning that up and getting a goal, and now it's even 1-1.
The Argentine made 50+ appearances for Santos Laguna a couple of years back, and including winning the Clausura in 2015, and now he delivers an equalizer for Xolos to make it game on and 1-1 as we head toward the final 20 minutes.
We talked about how the momentum was shifting. The Santos coach was trying to make a sub, wasn't able to get it in. And sure enough, now it's 1-1.
There is the Ecuadorian, Eric Castillo, who will come on to replace Lucero. So Lucero not going to get that goal we thought maybe he might find.
And I think it's an interesting sub. So now Bolaños gets pushed up top. He's got a little bit more pace than Juan Lucero. Lucero makes intelligent runs and obviously is a good finisher. So now as the game wears on, there's a lot of speed to counter as well for Xolos.
And as one Ecuadorian comes on for Xolos, Santos Laguna bring their own on. Artem Preciado will come on as the first change of the night for the visitors. Momentum clearly shifting in favor, though, of the home side. Castillo pinched into the corner. Can he get out of it? He will earn a free kick.
You almost think at times with Fabian, he's just holding on to the ball a little bit too much, but he's the one creating all this havoc for Santos Laguna.
The game has clearly kicked into another gear here in the last 5-10 minutes, as Xolos have responded and now look to push themselves in head for the first time tonight. Initial chance missed on the follow. It pops loose here. Bolaños got it caught underneath his right foot, then pushed down, and he went for a dive, and the yellow card going to come out for simulation.
He definitely sold it, but he got hit, in my opinion. We need to see the replay. He just sold it too much.
And here on cue, you get it.
He definitely gets a piece of him. As you can see here, His left foot comes through, kicks him in the shin. But the flop just...
Yeah, that is it, a flop.
You can see, though, he clearly hit him.
The big Argentine striker, Julio Furch, back there trying to help out in the defensive part. And yeah, there was a little bit of contact. But as we saw earlier in the match tonight, another beat or two before the feet go up in the air.
It's amazing how the game changes
so quickly.
You just feel like Xolos is going to get a second goal.
Castillo has been part of the spark that has changed the game for Club Tijuana. Unbeaten at home so far in the Apertura. They've had their struggles on the road, but they want to protect the fortress here in northern Baja California. Fuentes down the line here. This is Eric Castillo. Pushes past the first challenge.
And what a luxury for Xolos to have the speed.
Tucking inside, and he lets it go with that patent left foot, but it's just wide of the post.
Left-footed strike from Fabian Castillo. Just a little bit off the mark.
Not by much.
The momentum has shifted. The crowd is into it more. It's going to be a long last part of the second half for Santos Laguna.
See if the visitors can find a response of their own. Preciado running it down. Last touch by Mendoza. Into the final quarter of an hour we go. What a difference in terms of two halves, Kurt Arnolfo. I would say pretty slow, almost pedestrian at times in the first half, and now this team's starting to light it up and the game's starting to open up. Castillo can't get past the first challenge. Lozano, the Santos Laguna goal scorer, back there defending.
It's amazing what a goal will do. Just changes the game. Early goals in any half, it just changes the game.
Good collection. Forch had a defender on his back.
Strong target for it. Does a nice job of holding up play.
This is Rodriguez. There's Forch one more time. The Argentine kills it with the right foot.
Really good soccer from Santos.
Forch trying to keep the movement going all the way across to this near sideline. Some traffic there to defend for Xolos. Cubo Torres, and that should bring about a whistle from Oscar Mejia, and it does.
Physical play from Hugo Nervo, you can see there.
Castillo, right foot deflected.
But again, another corner kick opportunity.
9th corner on the night for Club Tijuana. And very much different in the body language over there for Salvador Reyes and Santos Laguna at this point.
They're trying to figure out how to put out the fire.
Can't say that I blame them, because the last 15 minutes have all been in favor of Xolos.
You know, so the question always is, do you bring in another defensive player, or do you bring in an attacking player and all of a sudden be able to put the other team on their heels? They're likely going to put in a player that can help put out the fire a little bit in the midfield.
So you're thinking try and salvage a point on the road, keep things defensively intact the rest of the way.
And, you know, they have a lot of... Xolos right now has a lot of speed on the field. Acevedo,
who got the start in place of Jonathan Orozco tonight, comes out There was contact there, and he benefits from the whistle from Oscar Mejia. Bolaños hovers underneath. Fabian Castillo lets him have it. Gonzalez, the goal scorer. In between the lines, Mendoza attacking from the right back spot. Near post ball, Cubo Torres was there, but it was always going to be difficult to redirect that on target. '78th minute here inside of Estadio Caliente. We're level at 1 apiece between Xolos and Los Guerreros Santos Laguna. Some other scores coming in from match day 6. Pachuca and Monarcas going 1-1. Pumas, after starting the season unbeaten through 4 rounds, now they've lost 2 straight. Chivas getting a 1-0 win against Necaxa. And we detailed it earlier when we showed you the scores. Atlas have still yet to score a goal through 6 matches in the Apertura. Cruz Azul remain unbeaten with a 1-0 win. Lozano, the goal scorer, runs out of room. Oh, Lobos Buap got an equalizer. It's 1-1 with Monterrey right now. As the old saying goes, Kurt, it's not how you start, but how you finish. And it looks like we could be in for a good one here in the final 10+ minutes from Baja California.
Xolos, no interest in playing out of the back. Just going to play a direct long ball and try to play in Santos's half the entire last 11-12 minutes of the game.
See the bottom of your screen. It looks like that second substitution coming for the visitors. Daniel Quiñones, the player up. Forge again, good hold-up play. Torres knocks it down. Eric Castillo pins his ears back to try and turn the corner. Second touch to put it out in front. Gets tangled up there with Hugo Nero. He gets stepped on by Nervo here.
You could see just excellent speed, and then the central defender using his body to just obstruct him so he can't get to the ball.
So the goal scorer, Diego Gonzalez, will step off in the 81st minute. And it's Luis Chavez who will come on. Chavez, the 22-year-old former Pachuca man. Quiñones to replace Jonathan Rodriguez. You said it. Rodriguez seemed to struggle a little bit with the turf tonight. Certainly a guy that's found the back of the net 4 times so far through 5 match days. It didn't look like that guy tonight.
No, and he was not happy coming out of the game, that's for sure. Players never are, which is a good sign.
Here is Quiñones. Immediately gets a touch onto the ball. A bit ambitious with the effort from out on the edge of the 18.
But I like it. It's an attacking-minded sub. You know, you got to be thinking that Xolos needs the 3 points. They're going to push numbers forward, so maybe their coaching staff is figuring they can get you on the counter. We'll see how it unfolds. They're pushed way up the field.
Rare time that we've seen Club Tijuana try and play out of the back. Eventually it's just a long ball up and over the top. And Cubo Torres whistled for the handball. You said earlier here in the first half you thought that Oscar Mejia has done a good job of the way he's officiated tonight. Does that still hold true here in the 83rd minute?
Yeah, I really do. I think he hasn't bought any of the diving. He's been very decisive in his calling of the game. He's been consistent, and that's what you want as players and coaches, that the referee is consistent, so you can read him and you can make sure that you're doing things properly. The problem is when they're inconsistent, that's when you have issues.
Albea tosses it back in as Quiñones tucks all the way in central here. Fresh legs for the second half substitute. Nervo cuts away from pressure. Good attacking run from Angulo. Delivers the ball in. Torres with Doria on his back. Nervo now all the way back here for Acevedo. Forge again, good hold-up play as the long ball comes forward for the Argentine.
You know, often I hear from fans they don't understand why you play like a forward that doesn't have great pace but can hold the ball, but that's why you do it. You gain that territory. It allows your team to get forward. You know, target hold-up play is a big part of successful teams.
I've asked Kurt, I've asked certain coaches about having that type of player before, and they say, well, we don't want to play that way, though. The reality of the situation is just sometimes you have to play that way.
Yeah, and it's just, you know, obviously the preference of the coach and the style of play of the particular team. But Julio Furch has done a really good job of holding up the ball all game long. He's allowed players around him to get involved in the game. He's part of the only Santos goal. They do a lot of, you know, the hard work.
Oh, there's plenty of guys around the world that have made a career doing exactly that. Quiñones with the pressure.
Now, if you can have a guy like Drogba who can not only hold the ball up but can run past you, then you have the perfect forward.
Rodriguez steps in but then gives it right back. At what point, if you're Santos Laguna, do you say, all right, we're content, we're just going to get a point out of this one, or do you continue to attack and let the game become wide open?
You need to be intelligent. You're on the road. Your momentum is shifted somewhat, although you could see now the game is settled a little. But you definitely don't want to open yourselves up and give away a stupid goal and lose the game. You want to make sure you defend well, and then if the opportunity presents itself, you get a goal on a counter. But they're champions, so they know what it takes to win, and it takes enormous concentration, fight, communication, leadership on the field during these key moments.
Bolaños spins away from pressure. Or excuse me, Quiñones spins away from pressure. In for Furch. First touch is a good one. Tries to spray it, and it's just spilled for a moment, but then all of a sudden Lahoud pounces on it.
Quiñones plays the ball into Furch. Gets kind of a half shot, but because of the turf, the ball bounces up.
Castillo.
Lahoud does a good job of just covering it up.
Bolaños wide here. Eric Castillo! Xolos find the lead in the 87th minute. And Diego Coca looking like
a genius.
A genius.
I mean, having that speed to come off the bench, those type of players, Fabian Castillo plays the ball inside to Bolaños, who plays it wide to Eric Castillo and strikes it far post. The goalkeeper's got to do better with that. But credit to Xolos with the aggressive approach, the good strike, and right into the back of the net. Toe pointed down.
It had some pace on it, but I agree with you.
Goalkeeper has to do better
Acevedo
there.
at least has to touch that wide of the post.
It's a routine save.
Eric Castillo, the Ecuadorian second half sub, will pick up the yellow card, but he doesn't care at all. Why would he? As a late strike, Xolos have come from being down a goal to now out in front 2-1.
And it's always the manager's dream to have those options off the bench, but it's how you manage those players. And often they're upset because they want to be playing 90 minutes. But in a game like today, both Castillo's playing, you know, limited minutes, 30 and 20 minutes, whatever the total minutes they ended up playing each. They end up having more of an impact that you can make in 90 minutes, and that's part of being on a team.
Still time, though, for Santos to try and find one. Contact inside the area as the late run arrived for Santos Laguna, but it'll roll harmlessly out before Preciado could get a touch to it.
So now you got to be careful if you're Xolos with all the attacking players on the field that don't necessarily have it in their nature of defending in these occasions, to make sure you don't drop back too deep. You got to keep playing without exposing yourself.
Eduardo Herrera will be the final change for the visitors as Osvaldo Martinez steps off in the 90th minute. And look behind the Xolos goal there. El Cholaje in full force, chanting and dancing up and down. Santos do have numbers here. Played in. All the way across, and it's 2-2. How do you like me now? Furch with the equalizer.
What a second half.
And Diego Coca stunned as the fans here at Estadio Caliente.
Julio Furch, what a great game he has had. Hold up play, and then when he has his one opportunity, he finishes it.
Hugo Torres and Xolos. Hey, we say goals come in bunches and that letdown, and here it is.
Good hold up play here. Ball chipped to the back post. Great header from Julio Furch. Right past the right arm of the Xolos goalkeeper. Really good finish. Good strong header, heading the ball down. Perfect technique.
He had the first of the 3 goals in the 3-1 win against Tigres last time out. And now he comes up with an equalizer, his 4th of the Apertura.
My concern for Xolos was they have so many attacking players on the field, and the type of players that really are wingers that don't like to defend. And the space came wide where those guys need to be, where they need to be defending.
10th corner on the night for Club Tijuana. Bolaños runs it down, and then Preciado just runs right into him, clumsy.
Stupid foul.
Xolos do not hesitate to put it back into the feet of Fabian Castillo. He has been a spark plug here in the second half for the hosts. Preciado. Maybe it's Santos who have designs to find a winner.
I mean, you look at Santos and how they've responded. All signs of a championship.
Long distance. Woo!
Beautiful strike.
Plenty of movement on that shot by Lahoud, able to make the save. Castillo now. Fans rising up on their feet. Hugo Torres plays it wide. The other Castillo, Eric Castillo.
Good defending from Jesus Angulo. Clears the ball out, moves his feet quickly.
Final few seconds, and you have to think, Kurt, if this one ends with this score line right here for Santos, it feels like a win, right? Xolos, it has to feel like defeat.
Yeah, Xolos needs these 3 points desperately. Santos playing on the road, getting a point. That's your objective.
And there is the whistle from Oscar Mejia to bring it to a close. Almost more goals in it, but almost shades of the last time at home against Cruz Azul when the Cementeros got a late goal to make it a 1-1 draw. It's Julio Furch, the Argentine, with his 4th of the season in response after they went down 2-1 to make it 2-2. You look at some of the upcoming schedule on the weekend at Veracruz, then back here against Necaxa. You'll be able to see that one 10 p.m. Eastern time on FS1, and here for Santos Laguna. But Santos Laguna respond after the game. Almost looked like it was going to get away from them.
Yeah, the momentum had shift with, Xolos scoring the 2 goals, going up, and then all of a sudden Santos shows a lot of strength of character to get back into the game, get themselves a goal, and walk away from Tijuana with a point.
All the goals coming in the second 45 minutes. The Uruguayan Brian Lozano in the 48th minute, and then it was all Xolos, with Diego Gonzalez getting the 69th minute equalizer to make it 1-1. Eric Castillo, the substitute, makes it 2-1, but Julio Furch in the 90th minute to make it a 2-2 final. On behalf of Kurt Arnolfo and the rest of our Fox Sports crew, I'm Mark Rogandino. Glad you could join us for a little Liga MX here on Fox Sports. Your final from northern Baja California, 2-2, Xolos and Santos Laguna.